welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Keto Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited to be here. I have my coffee right here in hand. Mr. Bucky's with me. The OG Beaver. The OG Beaver. Oh, good morning, everybody. Take a minute here and do me a favor. In the pinned comment, I have posted a link for Grandma's Crocheting Corner. Now, I found her last week. She showed up in my lives, and she is carnivore. She's trying to become mobile again. She's doing amazing things. She's working just to be able to walk back and forth in her driveway. And she's very new to the community. She is familiar with Dr. Barry. She's familiar with, I think she is familiar with old guy carnivore Mitch himself. She's very open and very adamant about being vulnerable and sharing all the things that we need to share, because as people who are living with obesity, come from all of the things that being obese makes difficult, all the things that people who have never experienced this type of impediment, if you will never understand. She's adamant about bringing light to those, no matter how hard, no matter how difficult, whether it's not being able to wipe your own butt, having to use some kind of device to do that, not being able to walk to the end of your driveway, all of the things that the average person will take for granted that, someone who gets to a certain size can no longer handle for themselves. She's extremely open and honest and candid and vulnerable with all of those things. And I think we all need to take a moment, hit that link, hit subscribe. One of the amazing things about her is she goes live most nights and goes into the wee hours in the morning just crocheting and talking to whoever comes into her live. And then she does lives twice a week in the evenings as well, and has a more focused conversation about carnivore and stuff at that point. And she was under the impression that she wasn't getting watch hours. She wasn't sure she was going to get monetized. She's almost at 1,000 subscribers. She's like 930 subscribers, something like along those lines. And I was in her chat last night as I was setting this live up, and I was telling her to go into her YouTube studio and, go look at 365, 90 days to look and see where she's at with watch hours. And in the last 90 days alone, she has 2.2 thousand watch hours. So she's creeping up to the bare minimum monetization. She's over 500 subscribers. Once she hits that 500 subscribers, she's well over that threshold. So once she hits the 3,000 watch hour mark, she can become partially monetized, can have memberships, super chats, all the things that truly make a difference to young, small creators. Young, I mean by, just starting your channel and not the age of the person creating the content. But she's got a plethora of videos out there. She's putting out videos a couple times a week, going live multiple times a week. She's putting in the work. She deserves the recognition. And I just wanted to make sure that we did focus on her for at least a little bit here. Her name is Barbara, and she's Grandma's Crocheting Corner. And I think she deserves all the recognition. We need to try and help her get to that monetization. It's such a paramount thing. It's such a difficult thing for most creators to ever even aspire to get to. I think it's amazing that she's been doing that in a very short amount of time with being kind of under the radar. So I think that that's pretty awesome. So if you wouldn't mind, head on over there, subscribe to her, show her some love. I told her that we would be talking about her today. This was like 2 a.m. my time, so not very long ago. And she said she was going to maybe try to make it here and talk with us today. We'll see if she does. And it's fantastic. So show love. Let's get to the chat because I know we've got Evelyn here. She says, "Good morning, friends." We love you, Evelyn. Thank you for being here. Truly mean the world to me, dear. Granny Boo 2 is in the house. Thank you, dear. Thank you for being here. Mr. Googahan, good morning. I am so glad to see you, my friend. How are you doing? How is everything going? Oh, I'm glad you're here, my friend. Brian Dish is in the house. Good morning, sir. I hope you've eaten your meat today. Cindy DeManch is in the house. Good morning. She's like a second mom to me. She's awesome. If you already don't know, go subscribe to her channel as well. But I'm sure if you're hanging out with me, you already know who she is. Oh my goodness. Who all else is here today? Terry Sue is in the house. Good morning. Good morning, listening from bed. I wish, after this week, I'm still in my office, but that's going to come to an end very, very shortly, just for the fact that we've been procrastinating, but they're moving in this week. So I'll be doing anything and everything I can to get this all squared away. So it looks like my buddy Nick, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, is in the house. Good morning, my friend. I'm glad to see you. So very glad to see you, my friend. How are you? Andy is here. She says, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Walking in the breezy 61 degrees, listening but not chatting. But I love you all." We love you too, Andy. I'm so glad to see you. Jeff Fafa is in the house. Good morning, Jeff Foltz. Thank you for being here, my friend. Amy's in the house. I'm so glad to see you, dear. And Evelyn is responding to Cindy, talking about her ankle. She rolled her ankle. She said, "I've been wrapping it when I go to school. Pretty sure it's broken." What? You better go get that looked at, young lady. She says, "It feels similar to when I broke my other foot. A little pain all the time. That's not going away." Oh, my goodness. You need to go get that looked at, and that's an order. Andy says, "Who's taking creatine as part of their supplement regime?" Let's see. "I'm currently doing 30 days of it to see if it helps my muscle build." I just got some ancestral beef organ thyroid supplements for Chandra. And when I ordered them, I guess I didn't pay much attention because I got 2 bottles, which was like about $100 for 2 bottles. But I guess that's like a year's supply. So $100 for a year isn't terrible. We'll have to look those up and see. I don't have any affiliate links. I don't have any discount codes for that as of yet. Chandra just took her first dosage this morning, as those just came in yesterday while she was at work. So she is going to be taking those every day. We're going to talk more about that with her on Tuesday. We're going to talk about starting that, hopefully what to get out of that. And then as time goes on, we will be reporting and letting people know what's kind of going on, how she feels, if she's noticed any differences with that. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Cindy's right. You should have x-rayed that and gotten Das Boot. And Jeff said it was a really good interview Friday, Cindy. Becky is here. Good morning, Becky. The guinea pig is here. Hush, Cindy. She says, "Where, oh, where is Dustin?" I was making my coffee, so shut your mouth. I have my coffee now. Here's the first sip with you, beautiful people. Coffee is really the best. I love it. Yes, the guinea pig is in the house. It's like that guinea pig that was put in the female pen and impregnated all 100 female guinea pigs. That guinea pig putting in the work. And Andy goes, "Here we go." And Brian Doyle says, "Good morning, gang." Good morning, Brian. Glad to see you, my friend. Brian and Brian, the guinea pig, and Brian are here. Booby Goats is in the house. Good morning, Aaron. I'm glad to see you. People saying good morning to all the people. Oh, yeah. Bacon Baby's in the house. Good morning, Bacon Baby. I'm glad to see you, dear. John says, "I'm excited that you're excited." Woo! Oh, yeah. Cindy says, "I've already subscribed to her." Fantastic. Hey, Evil Lynn, I've been looking for Evil Lynn like sound bites and sound clips, but all I can find are like the newer I've been finding a lot of the newer, like more adult oriented, like Skeletor stuff where he's talking to Evil Lynn, and I've got some. I got some that might work. I just got to cut them down to cut out some of the bad stuff because it's not really appropriate for what we do here. But I'm going to do what we can do to make it happen, Cap'n. You know how we do. Cindy says, "Looking forward to tonight's live with Amy. Amy, what you gonna do?" I know that's not the right name. That's what I've got right now. So shut up. Anyway, Sean is in the house. SD Bradley, my good friend. How are you and Shell doing? I hope you're both doing fantastic. Oh. Joe's Sleep and Slim. What is this? Let's see. Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Keto Simple. I'm here after your excellent advice you gave on Tuber Chat's recent live. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I'm glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. There's my boy right there. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, my good friend Nick. I've been friends with Nick for a very long time. Since what, 2010 maybe? It was earlier than that. We met at a Sonata Arctica show, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Like maybe it was 2010, something like that. 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. And Cindy's asking, "What's new, everybody?" And John says he just subscribed to Barbara's channel. Fantastic. Rick is in the house. I got a duck sound in here, but for some reason I don't know. I don't know how to make it work. Let's see. Let's see. Supposedly there, but I don't know what's going on. I'll have to figure it out what's going on. I'm trying to get you to have a duck sound when you come in, Rick. Mr. McQuack Quack himself. But anyway, for you, my friend, I do have Darkwing Duck just for you, my friend. And Joe Sleep says, "Looking forward to enjoying content from Grandma's channel." Fantastic. I love it. I was telling her about, she was talking about being involved with Mitch's channel, watching Mitch a little bit. And then she said, And I was saying, you got to check out Charger Mopar's channel, Charger Mopar Rick. And so she wrote your name down. I don't know if she's going to find you or not, Rick, but go subscribe to her channel. It'd be fantastic if you did. Another week in the books, says Brian. Joe Sleep says, I got out of bed because cooked chicken was calling my name. Oh, yeah. And I am here. I am here. Good morning. Stacy is in the house. Good morning, my friend. I'm glad to see you, dear. We love you all very much. You and Ken both very much. We love you. How are you both doing? I hope you're doing very well. Bacon Baby, subscribe to Grandma Barbara. Fantastic. There's my buddy Carl. Carl's here. Smash the like, people. I thought you said smash the people. Smash the people, says Carl. Nick says, happier to see you. I was just listening to the new Deftones and you crossed my mind. Did that come out Friday? If it came out, I haven't listened to it yet. I'll have to give it a spin later today. I did see a new song that came across YouTube, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. But that means I'm going to be checking out the new Deftones. The song that I heard, like the opening line, was pretty good. It sounded very Deftonesy. Thank you for being here. I love you, Nick. If you're into comics and you are into movies and anything toxic related, toxic movies, toxic masculinity, 80s action flicks, go over and subscribe to 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. He's comic books, talks about movies, music, the metal music. He's got all things for you, all 32 flavors of it. And we love him. And Joe said, I've just subscribed to your channel, Cindy. I'm watching all afternoon. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, but I have no plans for the day. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us all the way from the UK. Helen, we have a friend named Helen, and she has been coming in from the UK. And we have another friend that comes in from South Africa. People from all around the world, all around the world. Yes. Nick says, Dustin, bringing in the people. I love it. I love it. I really do. I do. Yes. Stacy's telling you, Evelyn, go to the doctor. Get your stuff looked at. Get an x-ray. Do the things. Joe says, I use beef gelatin and chicken gelatin instead of paying expensive prices for collagen. My hair and nails look incredible. Yeah. I think just what I would say is depending on what's more affordable, because I know that sometimes, like I get this grass-fed beef gelatin from Walmart, and I don't necessarily think it's cheaper than buying the collagen. Just look at like per serving, like what you're getting, do a cost analysis. So, I mean, maybe where you are in the UK, it might be cheaper than having it shipped over to you from here. Maritza's in the house. Good morning. You're up early all the way from Las Vegas this early in the morning? My goodness. Good morning. And Brian says, I just started creatine this week. Man, they want you to use a lot of scoops to start. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Buc-ee's. I've been to let's see, how many have I been to? 5 Buc-ee's, I think. I've been to 5 Buc-ee's. I need to get to a 6th, and I know there's a couple of more. Like when we go to Alabama in the fall, I know there'll be a couple, like at least 1 or 2 new ones that we haven't hit yet. And hopefully we'll get our first Buc-ee's sometime here in Indiana one of these days. I know, Nick, that there's going to be a Buc-ee's coming to Wisconsin. I don't know when it's coming, but I know it is coming to Wisconsin. It's going to be just south of Milwaukee, so like just north of the Illinois Wisconsin border, like probably maybe before you get to Racine, maybe. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be a really close one for you, and not too far for us because when we go to my sister in law's house up in Wisconsin. She lives west of Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Sean says, I'm having a bit of a roller coaster weekend. Went to Ash's show Friday evening. Had a fantastic time. Got to hang out with Ash and Chris at the show. I miss them so much. I haven't got a chance to see them in a long time. Not since earlier this year have I got to see them. I saw them when I went to their house. I got a chance to stay a couple of days at their house, and I haven't seen them since, and it bums me out. John Gugahan says, I developed a lump on my neck about 2.5 weeks ago, and at first thought, no big deal, probably just a swollen gland. But after getting bigger and persisting, I went to my doctor and ordered a CT scan. Ooh. Nick says Dustin is on 11 at 6 a.m. You gotta bring it on a Sunday morning, man. You have to be here. You have to be ready to rock and roll. And that intro, man, that intro gets me hyped. I love that intro. It's got that like Quentin Tarantino kind of feel for me. I don't know if anybody else gets those like Quentin Tarantino kind of like, like that kind of old school like 90s Quentin Tarantino vibes or not. But let me know what you think. But you gotta bring it on a Sunday morning, buddy. Julie in the Pines. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Dustin. I'll be snoozing while listening. We love you, Dustin. Well, we love you, Julie. And enjoy your snooze. Yeah, everyone loves bacon, baby. Bacon, baby. Tuber Chat, our friend is here. Good morning, my friend. Glad to see you. Good morning. Happy Sunday. All the way from Canada. Charlie's in the house, my friend. Good morning, Charlie. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You said he shared it on Reddit. Yeah. Becky is, Dustin is feeling better this morning. I'm always feeling pretty good. I had a headache yesterday, but that was, but I fixed that. And Sean said, then yesterday while I was mowing the yard, I got attacked by yellow jackets, stung about 20 times, didn't get anywhere near enough of the yard. I would have given up too. I feel you. I would have been like, I'm out of here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nick says we met at Sonata Arctica 2010. It's unfortunate that was their last good record too, that Days of Grays record. That was a fantastic record. And then they just kind of like, I don't know, they stopped trying. Kevin from Tuber Chat. House of Blues. Man, I haven't been to Chicago in forever. I need to get up there. I need to see you, Nick. We need to get together for some pizza. I've been watching all of the I watch all of the the Dave Portnoy pizza things, and he's always talking about like, like the Chicago, like what the true Chicago pizza, the Chicago, the tavern style. John says, of course, I was very concerned. On Friday, I went to the scan, and after 6 hours going back and forth with my insurance company, finally got the scan. The results were encouraging. Yeah, and Joe is saying, yeah, my sincere hope that all is well. Yeah, 100%. And I imagine hopefully we'll get a little bit more information before the end of this chat. Yeah, and Cindy says, oh, Sean, hopefully you're not allergic to them. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been stung by a yellow jacket. I've been stung by a bee maybe once. I don't know. I don't really actually know if I've been stung by a bee or not. We'll have to find out. I don't know. I don't have a way to find out. The people that I would ask are gone. So, I mean, my mom and my grandma are both gone. So I don't have anybody really to ask. So I don't remember being stung by bees. So I'm going to say that I have never been stung by a bee because I have no way to know for sure. And Joe's saying hello to Tuber Chat. Says, I'm here after subscribing to Keto Simple and chatting with him during your live. Yes, I love that. Connect and grow. Rick says, getting dangerous. Dangerous. Yes. Yeah, what advice did I give you on Tuber Chat? I'm not sure. It was do more lives. Yes, do more. That's my advice to everybody. Do more lives. And if you and again, you know, the person we're talking about, you know, Barbara, you know, Grandma Crochet, she does a live like 4 times a week during the night and 2 times during the evening. And in 90 days, she's got over 2,000 watch hours. Okay, she's got less than 1,000 subscribers. Okay, for context, I have over 6,300 subscribers. Okay, I have over 6,300 subscribers. And in the last 90 days, I have just shy of 3,000 watch hours in 90 days. So in 3 months, I have just shy of 3,000 watch hours. So if she can do that with less than 1,000 in her first like 90 days, think about where she's going to be in the next 2 years. So she's going to be unstoppable. And she's bringing the vulnerability, she's bringing, you know, she's genuine, she's a real person, she's showing the real life struggles. So there's nothing that can't stop her. Nothing's going to stop her. And I love it. I love it so very much. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. Trying to get back to where I was. There we go. All right. Becky says they are very territorial, Sean. We fixed our roof after a flood in Texas. It's the vibration that aggravated them, we thought. My husband got stung and hurt really bad for a long time. Oh, that sucks. That just means just let your garden grow. Who needs to mow the grass if you're going to get stung by things that hurt? You know what I mean? You just don't just let it grow wild. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. If Nick is still here, have you been watching? Have your kids gone crazy for the K-pop Demon Hunter movie? Because we've watched it about 400 times, and we've been listening to the soundtrack on the car. And so I'm just curious if your kids have gone crazy for it, like our granddaughter has. Insane for that movie. Oh my goodness! If anybody else watched the K-pop Demon Hunter movie, OMG, OMG. And I have a story for you guys today. Oh my goodness. So our son, and I'm going to get to this in full detail, but our son, our middle boy, our middle child, oh my goodness. All right. So, you ready for this story? So, our son was telling us that he's going to Japan. He came over. He was like, "I'm trying to get my passport and all of that, and you know." And so he's because I'm going to Japan. So we're okay. We come to terms with the fact that he was going to Japan, but he didn't really let us know his itinerary. But he leaves 5 a.m. on the 28th of this month. Japan, it's about a 14-hour flight. They are 13 hours ahead of us. Okay, so right now it is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 9 p.m. Japanese time. Okay. He's leaving at 5 a.m., which would be 6 p.m. Japanese time. 14-hour flight. So he's going to be getting there sometime on the 29th. I mean, realistically, because he's crossing every single, like he's going backwards against time. So he's losing time every dateline he crosses. He's losing an hour. He's losing 13 hours going there. 14-hour flight, losing 13 hours to get there. And we were like, well, when do you get home? So he gets home on September 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He leaves August 28th and comes home September 1st. He is going to Japan on a long weekend is basically what it comes down to, because he leaves on the 28th. There's the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, and then he's home on the 1st. That's 5 days. But you got to remember, that's not really 5 days. He's like, well, I have 72 hours there. I'm like, but really, will you? Jet lag is going to be a bitch. Jet lag is going to get you so hard. It's going to hit you so hard. Oh my goodness. Sean says, Cindy, thankfully I'm in just a little pain. Oh my goodness gracious. Julie in the Pines is talking to Tuber Chat. She says, hello, Tuber Chat. And John says, I haven't reviewed it with my doctor, but what I can gather is that that the radiologist thinks it's a swollen, inflamed lymph node. It is recommended that I have another scan in about 6 to 8 weeks after treatment. Okay. All right. Amy says, I need to listen to this new Deftones album. I love them. I love Deftones. Their last album was a little okay. Their albums are like kind of hit or miss with me. But yeah. But I'm excited to listen to it. Cindy says Brian is about to put a brisket on the smoker for the day. Oh, yeah. Evelyn says I'll be there in a few hours. Yeah. Next weekend is a holiday weekend, Evelyn. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Brian says, Cindy, if she shows up, are you going to just take Evelyn to the ER for her ankle first? Yeah. Amy says, Brian, if it went great. First one since carnivore, drank soda and lime all night, had a blast. That sounds great. Joe says, ours is generally cheaper because our cattle feed doesn't have hormones in them. Yeah, it's a good, yeah. Amy says, played cornhole and I was playing well. Yeah. Andy says, I'm using 1 scoop right now of creatine. I'm scared, so I'm being very careful. Well, I mean, what can creatine really do? I don't really know. Someone tell me. Let me know. Fill me in. Fill me up, buttercup. Yeah. Amy says, I'm confident I can do the Notre Dame tailgates with no alcohol. You can do anything you put your mind to. And Brian's asking me if she's in for the long haul carnivore. There's the Pharaoh Grandma. Good morning, Pharaoh Grandma. Glad to see you. Let's see. Let's see. Evelyn says, Cindy, next weekend, my youngest will be in writing competitions at the county fair. And it's my one day a year I go off keto for B-trans egg rolls. Oh, yeah. Like when I went to the fair, I had some corn dogs because corn dogs are the best. Pharaoh Grandma says, heading out in a bit to get the annual hunt and fishing license. All right. Big Bob 74 is in the house. Good morning, my friend Bob. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you. So glad to see you. And Amy says, my favorite was Chicago deep dish. Well, deep dish is not that's tourist pizza. Ask Nick. Nick will pull his hair out. But that's tourist pizza. Real Chicago pizza's tavern style. Oh, anyway. Ugh, I've been stung by a bee. Wasps are worse. Happy Sunday, Helen. I'm glad to see you. I was mentioning you a little bit earlier. Glad to see you. Joe says, is there any keto recipe for Chicago deep dish? I have not had pizza for 11 years. I'd imagine there are plenty of recipes, especially when you get into the fathead dough, like the modifications that I've seen with fathead dough, like not adding egg and that kind of stuff. Let's see. Evelyn, I have been sorry about that. Woo, that one just hit. I mean, I was up at 2 a.m. getting this live set up, and then I went to bed, and then I was back up at 5:45. Let's see. I've been able to intermittent fast every day for work, not breaking my fast until I get home around 4 p.m. I'm hoping this will help with the back to school cold everybody gets. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just like when you start putting like kids together, it's just going to swarm, and those things just like everybody gets sick. Brian says, Amy, because the medical business are charging way too much money for them along with other add-on services. Yes. Rick says, real person, no AI. And Amy says, when my channel is slow growing, I'm not doing enough content. Josephine C. Howdy, beautiful people. I'm glad to see you. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. Then people saying hello to everybody. Amy says, let's see. Chris Cooking Nashville has a deep dish pizza. I created a pizza pot pie. Oh, yeah. Chris, if you're looking for something, always look for Chris Cooking Nashville. Somebody put his link in the chat for his channel, because if you want some recipes, Chris Cooking Nashville's got you covered. He's a good guy, too. Helen says, I am anxious that no one will show up on my live videos, so decided to build bigger. Really, I mean, if people show up to me on a Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m., I've got people from Canada, the UK. I've got multiple people right now here from the UK. I don't understand how you wouldn't have people coming in. I've got, come on, people all over the US, people from the West Coast, like Las Vegas in here, and it's early. They're like 5 a.m. early over there. So crazy. You'll have no problem, Helen. Don't be shy. Just go. I mean, even if you have two people, just go live and just talk. It'll be fine. It's like talking to a camera. Who cares? You'll be just fine, I promise. Shelly King, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday, friends. Yeah. Can he send me some bento boxes, please, from Japan? He's not going to be there long enough to even know what's going on. Oh, my goodness. That boy drives me insane. Insane, insane, insane. He's going because his girlfriend made a trip to go, planned it a year ago. Her and a girlfriend are going. And then I don't know whether or not he's telling me the truth, whether he was invited or if it was like one of those like, well, let me invite him because he's upset. And then he's like, yeah. And then he goes because one, he didn't have a passport and it's expensive and he's not going to be there long. But he ends up doing it anyway. So I don't know, like if it was like a pity invitation or what, but like because his girlfriend and her friend are going to Japan, and then once they're done with Japan, then they're going to South Korea, but he's coming home. So we'll see how that all goes. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, wow, it's a 14-hour flight. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Cindy, that's what I'm saying. Helen's doing amazing stuff right now. Josephine says, my brain hurts thinking about the time difference. Yeah, like they live in tomorrow. They live tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Andy says, done walking. It's easier to start walking early in the day. Get all those 10,000 steps in. Yeah. Joe salivating over some brisket. And the thing is, Cindy, they don't even have to cook brisket. They can get brisket 10 times a day at Buc-ee's just down the road. They're like, brisket on the board. You know what I'm saying? Andy says, Susan says hi. Hello, Susan. How are you doing, my friend? I'm glad you're awake. I mean, it would be probably better if you were just like, chilling and cozy under the blanket. But, it's Sunday and you're going to do what you're going to do. But, yeah. Anyway, hello, Susan and Andy. We're relaxing today. Yesterday, we went to Costco and Walmart. Lots of meats for the freezer. I'm buying birthday presents for the toddler. Yeah, I can't wait. Our girl's birthday is next weekend, and we're super excited. Let's see. Andy says, long haul carnivore. If I could just stick to it, I'm trying my best. My thing is, okay, what works better for somebody? What they can stick to without stress, what they can realistically be consistent with, whether that's like strict keto, whether that's like dirty carnivore, ketovore. I mean, all these catchphrases that don't really mean much. Like if you're a carnivore most of the time, but have some broccoli sometimes or a diet soda from time to time or whatever, but you're consistent, I think that's fantastic, And Andy says, haven't had a veggie in months. Yeah. And then Amy says, Brian, it seems like I'm doing this long term. And Brian says, that's really good to hear. Should help you in the long term. Guinea Pig says, brisket on the smoker, food. And Brian's asking Brian, what time is it being served? Evelyn said, sausage crust pizza is amazing. We went to Luminalti's or whatever and got that one time, and I wasn't impressed with theirs. I was not impressed with Luminalti's sausage crust. Like it left something to be desired. Like they need to do something with it and make it like a pizza crust and make it like more, not just a layer of sausage. That's my opinion. I know some people really like it. I just wasn't a fan. Good morning, Holly. Holly Springer's in the house. I'm glad to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. And Helen says, I'm at 117 subscribers now, Dustin. Well, no time like the present. Go live and have a good time. I mean, maybe not right now. I mean, considering I'm live and I couldn't come over and watch you, but yeah. I mean, there's no reason to not go live. Like, I tried doing lives like on Instagram and had issues because like nobody would show up and I was like talking to nobody, and that's kind of hard to do. But realistically, when I create a video, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to just looking into a camera. I'm going to put it up later, but which I've been really, really, really slacking on putting out actual content. So bad, so awful. I've got so many videos to make, so much to talk about. Joe says, Amy, I found your video for keto pizza pot pie next on my watch list. Oh, yeah. And Josephine C says, oh, see, 10 p.m. here. Yes. Oh, we've been watching. So we love, as a, we love Bluey as a house with a granddaughter. We love Bluey. But we've been watching a show from Australia called Fisk, Fisk. There's 3 seasons, but they're so short. I don't understand why. Like the UK does that, and then Australia does that, where they make these seasons that are so short. But Fisk is hilarious. I love it. There's just such a funny humor. Like there's 6 episode seasons, so there's like 18 episodes. But they're so funny. I love Fisk. Josephine, have you had a chance to watch that or not? Let me know if you've watched the show Fisk. It's funny. I love it. Joe just subscribed to Helen. Fantastic. John says, I have a nice hunk of bottom round roast in the slow cooker. Also threw in a couple of beef ribs that were cut off when I had a standing rib roast butchered into steak. It should be delicious. That's what I'm talking about. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. John says, it has been going since 4:30 this morning, and I'm making the house smell great. Yes. Josephine said, that's what the kids do. My 19-year-old said, when do I do a blood test? I'm like, if you're never going to go back to see her, why do the test? I have no idea. Very good question. I have no idea. Have a good one, Feral Grandma. Bye-bye. Sydney says brisket at Buc-ee's is way too expensive. Yeah, but it's already cooked and ready to go. Yeah, you got this, Helen. Helen's got it on lockdown. I'm telling you what. Amy says the brisket Andy and Susan made was amazing. I want to make it that way. I want it that way. Tell me why. Anyway. Oh, let's see. Do they have brisket on their channel? What's their channel name? Oh, so many briskets, so many things. Next weekend, our birthday girl's party is on August 30th, but her birthday is in September 2nd. Yes, we're having a party for our girl, but her birthday is the 30th. So, yeah, and we may probably go to Build-A-Bear in the morning. I don't know. We'll have to see. We have to see. So many good things, so much going on. I need a little bit of water. A little bit of water. Yes. So, Sean says, Helen, you look like you're doing great on carnivore. We can really tell from when you first started your channel to today. 100%. And Helen says, yeah, I love doing content. It helps me a lot. Yeah, we go live and then like, I feel like I don't get time to do anything. Like I feel like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. Amy said, my food noise is gone. I no longer feel like I'm going to collapse. My energy is better. Fantastic. Joe says, what am I doing if I eat mainly meat and fish or and tallow, served with a side of roast peppers, zucchini, green beans? Is that keto? That's more like that's gonna be like, just regular keto, like ketovore type of thing. And Joe says, I eat 1,400 calorie meal a day. Is that enough food though? I don't know how, like, I don't know, like, how tall or how, like, what your weight is, but that seems awful low. Like, that's pretty low. Like, the thing is you don't want to be that low, because when you start eating like not enough, and I mean, and really calories are kind of a weird thing to look at anyway. But I would make sure you're hitting like enough protein, enough fat, but you're going to have to figure out what that is for you. Yeah. And Amy says, me too, Dustin. I haven't had time. Yeah, I have something that I want to make. And Amy says, Fisk is hilarious. We binge watched it. Yeah, we were super excited. We saw the season 3 was coming out, and then it came out, and we watched it in like a day and a half. It was dumb. And Kim's Convenience on Netflix. We haven't watched that one yet. Josephine says, no, I don't have a TV, only laptop and phone. Stop watching because of ads and news. Always sad. Yeah, I get that. We don't have like ads on our like we don't have like ads on our Netflix and things like that. So we don't really see ads outside of like what shows up on like Facebook or whatever. And usually those are all like dialed into whatever we are into. So like I was joking on Thursday night with 2KK in their live. I was basically saying like I get keto chow ads like I like nobody's business, and I'm like, it's kind of wasted on me because I'm an affiliate. Like I am a partner with them. So like I try to sell their products. Like if you go to ketosymbol.shop, you can click my link and save 10%. The fall flavors are back, so get you some pecan sticky bun and stuff like that. So go on and get that now while supplies last. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a thing that's like, I don't know why it's lost on me, because I already know, and I don't need them to tell me that, that salty. Those are the ads I get all the time. That and Primal Queen. I get Primal Queen like crazy because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to go with Primal Queen or Ancestral, and I ended up going with Ancestral. So yeah. Yeah, Helen got a Ninja air fryer. I saw that Walmart had a bunch of the smaller, like 2-quart air fryers on clearance for $30. I know most of you guys aren't near me, so that was like the Brownsburg Walmart. Brownsburg Walmart had the 2-quart air fryers for $30. Let's see. Cindy said the last brisket we made, we smeared it with yellow mustard only and smoked it. Oh yeah. Joe says, I wish my house smelled as delicious as yours, Cindy. Yeah. Cindy says, I usually only have my calories about 1,500 max. I don't know. I just feel like that's so low. Helen, you're so very welcome. She says, thanks so much, everybody. You're so lovely and kind. Well, that's the whole point of this community, is to be supportive, to make sure that people are successful and consistent, and and we want to be welcoming, and that's the one thing that this channel will always be: welcoming to anybody and everybody looking to better themselves. And to me, it doesn't matter how you're doing it. I don't care if you're carnivore, ketovore. I don't even care if you're vegan, honestly. If you're trying to do better than you were yesterday, you're trying to do at least a little bit better today than you were yesterday, then you're welcome here. Because living this life is hard enough. Being big and obese is hard enough that you just need some love and encouragement. regardless of the method in which you decide to do it. If you're doing calorie counting, I don't care. You're trying to be better than you were yesterday. Welcome. Come hang out with us. We're going to treat you right. Evelyn said, I finally got my coffee. Well, that's about time, Carl. It's about time, Carl. Joe says, I get about 140 grams of protein and about 100 grams of fat. I'd put on 140 pounds really quickly from being unwell. So my doctor is helping me with the weight loss so that it eases my heart. I understand. Well, I'm talking about just email, like every other like ad, like I'll scroll through Facebook and it's like friend, keto chow, friend, keto chow, friend, primal queen, keto chow, primal queen, keto chow, primal queen. You know what I'm saying? Helen's, what does everybody cook in the air fryer? Do you want my honest thing? Is like, so I cook the granddaughter's breakfast. She likes some hash browns, these little bitty hash browns, like the restaurant style ones. I cook those, and she likes some chicken nuggets because getting a kid to eat is difficult. Then I usually cook hot dogs in mine. I put hot dogs in my air fryer, or I warm things up, like make things crispy again. Yeah, that's what I do. Like I'll deep fry. I'll do heart attack chicken. So chicken thighs, bone in, skin on chicken thighs, in lard or tallow, and then when those whatever leftovers, I put them in a bag in the fridge, and then I pull those out. I put them in the air fryer and crisp them up again, and they're delicious. Delicious. Evelyn says, my air fryer is still in the box. What's in the box? Evelyn's air fryer. That's what's in the box. Helen said, or Sean says, Helen, I have a relative in Ireland. Oh, we just watched Dairy Girls. We just watched the Dairy Girls. There's like 3 seasons of that show. Oh my goodness, they were they were so cracker. Anyway, if you know, you know. It's a show that came out in 2020 about life in 1994 in Ireland. So like they're playing like the Cranberries and like the IRA is bombing stuff and it's like just a total 90s. Like there's an episode that Bill Clinton comes and visits Derry, and it's hilarious. So like they all go to Catholic school. It's just funny. One of the girls went on to be in Bridgerton, and another one of the other girls was in a different Netflix show, and it's great. It's great. If you haven't seen Dairy Girls, I like that kind of comedy too. Like the first episode, you kind of have to catch on to the lingo, the dialect, because they're in Ireland and they've got all like the weird words. Like, yeah, it's pretty funny. Helen says, I'm looking for keto friendly sauces to have with the meat. Take a look at Chris Cook in Nashville. I think he's got some stuff. I don't know when, but he's got a barbecue sauce. Insane. Like he and I and Ash went to a barbecue place and he brought his own barbecue sauce that he made, and it was better than the full sugar stuff that the restaurant had. And I've been wondering, I don't know when he's going to make the video. One of these days he's going to make a video. I have no idea when that's going to be. Hopefully sometime before the end of this year, because it's amazing. Oh yeah. I mean, it's too small for us too. But I was like, I mean, it would be nice to like not, because my air fryer. So the truth, I have one of the big Ninja air fryers, the one that like flips up. It's like big. It's like about that big, and it's huge, but it's impossible to clean. Like it's filthy, disgusting. That's why I've never shown it on video, because it's disgusting. It looks like like you walk into like a pizza shop that's been there since the 50s, and the glass is all browned over, and that's what my air fryer looks like. Yes. Joe says the NHS waiting lists in the UK are scandalous. at the minute. I'm on an 18-month wait list, so having to do more to help myself. I was trying to have this conversation. Let's see. I had this conversation with Chandra. We were talking about like, and she seems to think that I just have a weird opinion of like whether it's Canada or the UK and how long you have to wait to see specialists or doctors. And she seems to think that that the information that I have been given is incorrect. But my understanding is you have to wait a long time. Like I've heard stories of people getting like diagnosis of cancer, like their expected life expectancy is to here, and then like a few months later is when they can get to see the doctor, like after they're supposed to not be here anymore. And I'm like, that's rough. But I mean, let me know how true that is. Terry Sue says Mitch has his live Sunday coffee panel this morning. Yeah, I had no idea who Mitch was, and I've been doing Sunday lives at this time for over like almost coming up on 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. It's been a while. I've done a bunch of these, and I don't know how long he's been doing them, but it's like impossible to find a time where there's not somebody going live. So we do the best we can. Like we've moved our Tuesday live. It's funny because Rick will say we moved it because of the keto cookout, but realistically, we've moved our live just because we're gonna have a house full of people in the middle of the evening. Is not going to be good for us to go live when we're trying to get baths and people in bed and all that stuff. So yeah, Joe says you folks are definitely welcoming. Well, that's what we're here for. Because if we're not, well, I mean, how do you grow a community if you're not welcoming? I don't understand that. How do you help anybody who needs help if you're not welcoming? That just doesn't, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. John says, question for those folks that make keto chow ice cream in the Ninja Creamy. How long do you need to freeze it before you can make an ice cream? Usually freeze it for the day before, but forgot yesterday. Yeah, I mean, really, just put it in overnight, really. I mean, probably as long as it gets solid, you'll be good to go. I mean, overnight. Like put it in, like make it in the evening and eat it the next day. I always don't have enough room. I've got like 9 containers or whatever, and you can find them at the stores and you can get them cheap on Amazon and just be packed the freezer full of them. And I've got just endless supply of keto chow, but like I just forget to make them. I think realistically it's my blender. I like my blender, but it's so hard to clean. Sean's talking to Helen saying we love cooking steaks, pork belly, bacon wrapped hot dogs. Delicious. I use my cast iron for most things, and I use my air fryer for other things. I try to keep things as simple. And if I had an air fryer like with a basket and I could put like a liner in it and just throw the liner away, I'd probably use it. Yeah. Helen says 51 days on carnivore so far. I'm starting to feel the benefits, less pain in the joints, and I'm not grinding teeth anymore. Crazy. I love it. And Amy says frozen hamburger patties in the air fryer. I throw mine in the cast iron, and whether they're the 3rd-pound Costco patties or the 1/4-pound Walmart patties, either 3 or 4, they fit in my cast iron just perfect. John says I'm mad on this morning about 4 a.m. Let's see. The 12 hours is long enough for it to be sufficiently frozen. Oh, yeah. You can always check it because if you pop the top and it's got that little bulge in the middle, you're good to go. It'll bulge up in the middle. Yeah. Amy's heart attack chicken's great reheated in the air fryer. Sure enough. And right now, like that's about the most affordable meat you can buy is bone-in skin-on chicken thighs, $1.59 a pound at Walmart. I bought 2 packages. I bought 2 $8 packages, so $16 got me probably close to 10 pounds of chicken. Yeah, made one this morning. Guess my E isn't working properly. Yeah, that's all right. Josephine says, been 5 years seeing that box with the dots. I don't know what we're talking about there. May I explain that for me? Let's see. Charlie is asking if anybody watched the Biggest Loser documentary yet. No, but I did reach out to oh my goodness, I can't believe her name just totally escaped me. Adrian. I did reach out to Adrian and ask her if she was in it, and she said no. It was just the winners of each season. They didn't get like the runners up from any season. So I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I kind of have an understanding of what it's all about. I've heard a lot of things about it already. It just, I mean, I don't have time to invest in that kind of sadness. I don't like, just seems like that would just infuriate me to watch it. And I'm not looking to be any more angrier than I can be a lot of times anyway. Evelyn says chicken skin crisps or chips are amazing in the air fryer. Pork belly bites, yeah. It's Irish comedy. You wouldn't understand. Yes. Let's see. Andy says, bought a huge pork belly slab last night. We cut it with our new kitchen knives, sliced like butter. So nice. I'm eating pork belly today for lunch. Oh, yeah. We are, because Susan actually wants me to share. LOL. Susan. Amy says, my air fryer is gross too. I've had it for 7 years. Mine is probably 4 years old, 5 years old, 4 years old. And it's disgusting. I mean, I need to clean it because it's probably got so much grease it'll probably catch on fire. Evelyn says, I have the flip up air fryer that folds down to save counter space. It can fit a larger pizza in it. I just don't have the space on the counter. Well, we had like where we used to, like, there's a space like between, like, in our kitchen, there's like the door to the garage, and then next to it's like a space with the cabinets on the top and bottom, like counter space. Then it's the fridge. It used to keep the microwave there. But then we got a range hood with a microwave in it. When I replaced all the appliances in the kitchen, we got a new fridge, stove, oven combo, the range hood, microwave combo, and the dishwasher. And when I replaced all that, then we got rid of the other microwave, and yeah, that's where the air fryer goes. So it's kind of got its own dedicated space. But yeah, I'm afraid. I mean, yeah, I need to like pay someone to clean it, because I mean it's disgusting. Joe says, it's true to some respect. The previous government shipped so much money away from the NHS that we've not recovered since the before times. So you can sit in an emergency room for up to 48 hours in some hospitals. Oh, my goodness gracious. Amy says, see, that bothers me. Everyone wants socialized medicine, but the countries that use it, the care takes forever, even in serious conditions. I don't want that. Yeah, it's like, I would rather go into debt and live than have something free and never get it because my time ran out. I don't know. That, I don't want to get political, but I mean, that's just something that worries me. Yeah. Andy, carnivores in the house. Sunday. I mean, you can have the edge, but you can take the whole seat because it's more comfortable that way. And Amy says, I freeze my ice cream overnight. Yeah. And Joe says, it's true, the new government is trying really hard not to raise taxes. Each person paying an extra £2 in their taxes would make a massive difference. And Cindy just sent Joe a message in their email. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, it took me a second to get the name right. Joe says, yeah, I watched it, Darth Carnivore. It is wrong. I used to love The Biggest Loser. We knew it wasn't healthy, but lots of us made desperate attempts to lose weight any means necessary. Yeah, but any means necessary. Pork belly bites. Heck yeah. Sean says, Shell had cataract surgery a few weeks ago, cost over $9,000 for both eyes, 4K per, not done at the same time. Healthcare costs and insurance is ridiculous, but at least she didn't have to wait. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of one of those weird things, you know what I mean? Oh, Domino's pizza. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't say we didn't have Domino's pizza the other night. It's just sometimes like it calls your name and you can't, like, it's like sirens in the night. They call to you. Cindy said, I had a Ninja air fryer, one that flips up like that, Evelyn. Still have it put up. I bought a basket air fryer. Brand is Beautiful by Drew Barrymore. Love it. And those are exclusive to Walmart too. And Helen said the biggest loser was shocking programming, just embarrassing people with addiction. Shame Jillian Michaels, who has made millions on bullying people. And she's actually, so Jillian Michaels was actually really anti-keto. Like, and I was really surprised because she was on Joe Rogan not too long ago. And I was gonna like, I kind of sat back and was ready to like rage listen. But then she was really kind of sensible about stuff. And I was like, I mean, it doesn't really forgive her for the, you know, how she treated people back then, but I mean, realistically, people do weird stuff when it comes to money, fame, and we have a friend, Adrian. She was on season 3, and I think she came in 3rd place. She's amazing, and if you haven't, if someone could put her channel up on here, Adrian's channel, get her channel up on the screen, up in the chat. Because we love her to pieces. She's a sweetheart. And I met her at Ketopalooza 24. She's great. And so yeah, she's talked about her time on The Biggest Loser and such. And yeah, so it's just crazy. I mean, like you see what they're putting people through, and like, and I think 80% plus of anybody and everybody was on that show that had significant weight loss, gained it all back. And then like, even, you know, she lost a ton of weight, gained it all back, had bariatric surgery, gained it all back. It's just anything out there that doesn't directly impact the root cause. If you're not working on creating a consistent system for yourself that truly helps you with satiety, then you're not going to find success. If you're not working on the addiction aspect, if you're not working on the satiety aspect, and you're not working on the mental aspect, like what triggers you to want to eat that way, what triggers you to go towards food, you know what I mean? I've been working on this for years, and I still have issues. I still have trouble. Like I said, we had pizza this week. You know what I mean? Like we, you know, even together, Shannon and I together, we help each other. We're, you know, we're partners in this, but we still have issues. We still have weakness. We're still not totally, you know, we're still not there. And I don't know if we ever will be, but we're here. We're fighting. I'm here on Sundays, and she and I are on Tuesdays, and we're in these chats, and we're making content, and we're trying to be honest and real, because there's more people out there like me and you than there are the people who are 100% successful and don't make any mistakes. And one of the things that I've always said, if you are watching a creator and they don't make any mistakes, then they're not real, because reality is mistakes. Reality isn't full on success the first go. We have to be open and honest, and we have to be, we have to be vulnerable, share the tough stories, share the embarrassing stories. We have to be willing to put our heart on our sleeves. And we know this is the internet. We know this is social media. We know all of these things. And we know there's going to be people out there who try to make us feel bad. And we just have to work through it, because nobody can make us feel as bad as we make ourselves feel. And, we're going to get bad comments. We're going to get mean people in the chats. I try to mitigate that by putting a 5-minute timer in my chat that you have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes to participate in the chat. And I think anybody who does lives really should do that, especially if you're going to go vertical live and you're going to be in the shorts feed and the short shelf and all that stuff, and you're going to be picking up rando people. They're not finding you for the reasons, they're just scrolling by and find you. And if you don't want people to be nasty, then put a 5-10 minute. You can do 1 minute. You can do 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. You can put any kind of restrictions on getting into the chat as you want. That puts kind of a stopper to people being jerks in the chats. So I would recommend anybody, when you're setting up a live, go into your when you're setting up a live, go into the settings of the live, go into customization, and you can set it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can set it an hour. You can set it 60 minutes. It doesn't matter. And I also go ahead and I set it to go to and send people to another live. So like at the end of this live, if we go live long enough, at 10:45, Coach Bronson and Coach Nat go live together to answer your questions. They usually bring their important topics. I was live with Coach Bronson last Saturday, and we had a fantastic discussion about calories and metabolism. So if you want to go back and take a look at that chat, please do so. Watch the whole thing. It's an hour and a half. Helps out the channel. Share it out with your friends. Important information about calories. Do they matter? Do they not matter? Take a look and take a look and see about that and tell me what you think. Yeah. So. Oh, yeah. Amy says, dinners will be tough this week. We have boot camp at work, so I'm in the office all week. Gross. I'm used to throwing meals in and letting them cook while I work. Yeah. Amy says, I'd rather have the option to go into debt and be able to pick an elite doctor. I've been to several elite surgeons in big cities. Yeah. And Helen said the NHS in the UK is collapsing and will eventually go privatized, and then that will be better. But the answer is to stay healthy so you don't need doctors. Well, the thing is I think what really happens when it comes to healthcare is they're so inundated with things that we shouldn't be dealing with, and they're so focused on pharmaceuticals. Like the United States, like doctors are fantastic when it comes to surgeries. You have something happen to your shoulder, you have something happen to your leg, something happens, like trauma surgeons, things like that. We've made leaps and bounds in that arena, but generalized health is so terrible. I think worldwide, it's just a matter of, are you paying out the wazoo for it, or are you getting it free and you have to wait and wait and wait? It's a matter of the difference. And I think, like realistically, the debt doesn't bother me because when you go, it just goes with you. It doesn't really even matter anymore. So, realistically, I think it costs everybody about the same. I don't know. And Josephine says, I wish there was a Walmart here. Don't you guys still have Kmart's? Or is Kmart still a thing in Australia? Because I know we lost Kmart's about 5, 6, 7 years ago. But they had been on their way out for about a decade prior. They had the whole ship your pants campaign that kind of kept them around for a little bit longer. But I just get curious. What are the main changes you guys have down in Australia? Thank you, Sean. There we go. Sean got Adrian's channel in there. We've got Helen's channel in here. Perfect. Joe's asking, what's a vertical live? So when you go live, you have the option to go live like this, which is horizontal, like fit your TV, or you can go live where it fit. Like vertical live would be, let me turn off my screen here. The go live, so it'd be like it'll take up the screen facing this way. So like a short. You can go live like a short, like TikTok or Instagram, or you can go live like this. This or this. So it's really a choice. Vertical lives, then they go on the short shelf, just like a short. Evelyn said, Cindy, I started with a basket air fryer and it was so tiny. Nothing fit into it pre-keto. Well, the first air fryer we had was it was a Ninja air fryer Instant Pot combo thing. And it didn't work very well as an air fryer, in my opinion. But and then we moved to I got a chance to buy the one that I have now because it was $4 or $20. I'm sorry, basically brand new. Andy said exactly. Let's see. Stay healthy. That's my world right now. I'm already down. Let's see. I'm med and still have thyroid issues. So yeah, Andy, I just bought Chandra some of that ancestral supplements, like it's a prime, like an ancestral brand. I think it's the same one that Dr. Barry and Nisha promote. I'm pretty sure it is. But I got the thyroid one for Chandra. I bought her 2 bottles. I'm pretty sure that's about basically a year supply. Evelyn said, I think mine was 3 quart. We're sharing Andy's channel, Charlie's channel. Andy's going to get on the vibration plate. Well, I hope you have a good time there. Sharing booby goats. Booby goats. Steph is here. Good morning, Steph. Good to see you, my dear. So Helen says NHS is free health service. That's why people wait so long. If you pay for private health, you'll be seen straight away. Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to here, too. I mean, but I think realistically, I don't think it matters. Like, here you can pay for private insurance and get turned away and they won't approve it. That's pretty crazy. So I don't think there's really a win in any situation, to be totally honest with you. And Sean said, just subscribe to Joe's Sleep and Slim to make sure that one gets put in here. It's there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, please do, Andy. She said, I'll text under the live and we can discuss. Yeah, she just took the first dose today, so I don't have any real information yet, but text me and we can talk about it. I don't know if you've tried it before or not. Exposing Darkness. Steph is asking if anybody is going to the carnivore event next. There was one yesterday in Columbus, Ohio with Carrie Mann. And I know there's one next Saturday up in Michigan with a bunch of different people. I'm not going to that one just for the fact that that's the same day as granddaughter's birthday. So Evelyn said, we used to go through seasons of having deep fryer on the kitchen counter at the parents' house. We'd fry everything we could while it was out and full of oil. Air fryers are so much easier. Yeah, I kind of want to get I kind of have a smaller air fryer to do the quick things, just like they're easier to clean. And then I need to get the big one cleaned. I just don't know how. And it's like, blech. Brian says, skirt steak and eggs for breakfast may be my new favorite cut of steak. We've been buying like the $6, like $6.99 a pound, roast, and I'm cutting it super small, and it stays tender and easy to chew when it's cut super small and then fried. We freeze it in like pound packages. My goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. boys and girls of all ages. Joe says, thank you, Sean. I hope you enjoy. Please don't expect too much. I'm normally just talking nonsense. I mean, you're watching my live. You know what's happening here. And Cindy's asking, Brian, what's the best way to cook a skirt steak? Probably quick and fast. That's how I would probably figure it. Just cut it into strips and cook it fast. Cook it fast. Sherry Nevada Pop is in the house. Good morning, friends. Coffee is brewing. Coffee's in my cup. Always enjoy it. Oh, the best part of waking up is Bucky's cup of coffee. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Don't judge me. I think it's funny, like Rick, Charger Mopar Rick goes live on Saturday mornings, and he has a pretty decent following. He's like, I come in, he goes, we got a celebrity. And I'm like, really? You have more people watching you than I do. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny how it's all about perspective. Fries Biscuit is here. Sup, fam? Evelyn says, in 1 hour, I break my fast with chicken bone broth, then wait another hour and have eggs. Sounds fantabulous. Let's see. Short sear on the grill for the men. Yes. Yeah, Brian Doyle in the house. Silver Health Quest. Bring on the eggs. That's a weird thing too. Like in the UK, like you guys have eggs just sitting out, not refrigerated. All of our eggs are sold in refrigerated cabinets or whatever. We buy them in the fridge section with like the yogurt. Like all of our like eggs are sold right next to like the yogurt and cottage cheese because they wash them. And I don't know, like I don't know really what the difference is between how our eggs are washed and how your eggs are handled. They look the same, but I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have dirt on your eggs, or like, do they at least brush them clean? Like, what's happening like over in the UK? Because you guys aren't. I mean, as far as I understand, yours aren't refrigerated unless that's changed in recent times. With a couple, especially, I don't know. Is that the same way in Australia, Josephine? Just curious. Yeah, Joe says yes. None of us use the egg tray in the fridge. Why we have to keep our eggs in the fridge? So we have to, because we buy them in the fridge. They got to stay in the fridge. And if you buy them local from a farmer that they haven't been washed, then you don't have to refrigerate them. But it's so ingrained that most people just keep them in the fridge anyway, because it doesn't make sense for us not to. It's like it's such a hard habit to break. Josephine says yes, but I'm guessing I'm not sure about the pick and mix. If you buy from the lest you get points. I have 60 points saved for Christmas so far. Some eggs have feathers on. Okay. Did I miss Karen? Where's Karen? Did I miss Karen? Where is that? How did I miss? There we go. There's Karen. I missed you. I'm so sorry, my dear. Karen Harrington is in the house. Good morning. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. Yes. Some eggs have feathers on them. Bryce just said they don't remove the outer protective layer. Well, that's what I'm curious. Like, I mean, but how do you tell the difference? Because, like, I mean, I don't see there's no real difference when you look at the eggs between the washed ones in the US and the unwashed ones. They don't look any different. So that's what I'm just really curious of, like, how can you tell by looking at them? As far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? And Sean says, I was shocked when I went to Ireland last year and saw the eggs were not in the refrigerator section. Yeah. It's so weird to think about. Like, It's such a difference. Joe said, the other day I received my free range eggs and they were all white and pristine. I haven't seen anything like that in my life. Our eggs are normally beige. Well, that's the thing is like here in the US, white eggs are typically the cheap eggs and the brown eggs are sold as expensive. And it's weird because realistically, the difference between white and brown eggs is really just like a sort of a combo of what they eat, but also like brown eggs come from brown chickens and white eggs come from white chickens. And he says, I'm learning all my egg knowledge from Joe and Rachel's trials and tribulations with their farm. Yeah. And Bridesman said, we do wash, irradiate things here with requires refrigeration. They don't. And Josephine sees says they're the same. So do you guys refrigerate your eggs or no in Australia? Because if the US is the only place that refrigerates their eggs, that's weird. Let's see. What countries refrigerate eggs? Countries that refrigerate eggs include the United States, Japan, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and some Scandinavian countries. Okay, so Australia does wash eggs. Okay. So the Kiwis, the Aussies, the Japanese. Okay. Okay. I figured that if the UK did it, Australia wouldn't wash theirs either. Because I figured what's good for UK is basically Australia's like UK 2.0. Same thing with Canada, but I guess not. New Zealand. And I figured whatever Australia did, New Zealand will do too. Because you guys are like right there. I don't know. It's what I know. You know what I mean? Jackie's in the house. Good morning, Jackie. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, in a garden, the barefoot Contessa keeps her unwashed fresh eggs in the counter. Yeah. Bridesman said the U.S. is the only place that thinks FDC colors are okay, and it's okay to advise pharma drugs. Yeah, I mean, well, there's only two countries where you can do like pharmacy ad, like big pharma ads on TV. I want to say it's New Zealand and the United States. I think that would be a culture shock coming to the United States and just seeing every single advertising on the TV be for some kind of drug. And you don't even necessarily need to know what the drug is for. All you know is it's a catchy jingle and then the downsides. Like, this drug may make your leg fall off. And you're like, but what's it for? Amy says, how do you get the poop off the fresh eggs if you don't wash them? And should you at least wash them right before you eat them if they are fresh? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just do it. Even the eggs I get from, I guess even the eggs that we get from Stacy have been washed. They're not even like they had to be going in the refrigerator. Pretty crazy. Brian says, I have no idea how to edit a video yet, but thanks for the support. Well, it's cool that there's a whole platform where you can learn how to do all that stuff. I basically taught myself utilizing this program on my phone called Vlog Now. I started using Vlog Now on my phone, and then when I got a computer and a separate camera, then I started using the free version of DaVinci Resolve. And then after a bunch of years of using DaVinci Resolve, I was gifted the studio version, which is the paid version. And yeah, that's what I use now. Let's see. Jackie says, I never wash my eggs. I do refrigerate them. In the San Diego, we used to buy them fresh eggs out of a big steak truck from Mexico. Oh my goodness. Bridesmaid said Japan has nutritionists in every school and gives whole foods to kids. Let's see. The thing is, we have nutritionists here, but the nutritionists follow the FDA. So if you know if the protocol set forth by the government isn't what kids or adults should eat, nutritionists are kind of bound by those guidelines. So that doesn't really help us very much, right? Yeah, I mean, like just the side effects of that is insanity. Joe says, I was on Low Carb Queens Live the other day discussing the US UK differences. She told me that food and drug and men is the same thing. Why would food and drugs be managed by the same department? That's like the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms are all regulated by the same entity. That doesn't make any sense either, right? Let's see. Yeah, Amy said that Stacy's eggs look clean. It didn't matter. I mean, I'm going to put them in the fridge no matter what. It it's just that's just the damage is done. Yeah, and Cindy's not wrong here. Don't worry about editing. Just be you. I mean, realistically, you just got to need to kind of cut the beginning, maybe cut the end a little bit. You know, if there's any weird long gaps or you're not talking, cut that out. I mean, you don't really have to edit like a pro, you know. And Jackie says, Amy depends. Most of the time, my eggs are pretty clean looking. Evelyn said, I started liking all the commercials on my phone that have anything to do with keto. I'd rather watch 300 keto chow commercials than yeah, 100%. Yeah, the Jardiance commercials are crazy. Jardiance. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Just we were watching a show on Amazon Prime and we don't pay the extra money or whatever for the ad free, which I really think it's irritating because it's only $3, but it's irritating because I already pay them so much money. It's irritating that they're only charged. I mean, it's like it's only $3, but that's not the point. And it's irritating that I should have to pay an extra $3 after already paying them so much money a year. Amy says, I love DaVinci Resolve. Thanks for turning me on to it. I just downloaded 20.1. I just got to install it later today. Josephine says, here, if clean, good to go. But if it has crap on it, then wash. First, most of the time when you collect eggs, there's clean. Yeah. I like it. Evelyn says, rinse the gunk off before cracking to eat. That's a good plan. And Brian says, Dustin, I just learned how to get their pics and videos off the Galaxy and onto my computer this morning. You'll get there. You'll get there. And he says, I also like DaVinci. You just need the text add option to be simple. It gets look at Mr. Alex Tech. Andy, follow Mr. Alex Tech videos, and he's got a lot of really simple ways to do text, or follow Daniel Battelle. He has a whole series, DaVinci Resolve for Noobs. He has a whole short series, and that's who I follow as well. And there's a lot of really cool, easy ways to do it. Now with the studio version, I get my subtitles and everything put on the screen automatically. I just go in and have it run AI version. You got to edit it a little bit every once in a while, like if it doesn't understand exactly what you're saying. Like sometimes with keto chow or things like that, it doesn't know the word. So, but it does a pretty good job. It just takes a couple of seconds to edit it if it's not right. But edits it, cuts it, and then there's even drop ins. You can drop in things to make it look stylized with like highlight the letter that you're saying at the time you're saying it and all that stuff. It's all pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Yeah, Bridesmaids said they were supposed to change nutritional guidelines here, but the food pyramid didn't really change. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to take a look and see what you've got going on. Yeah, we'll have to take a look and see what's going on, and maybe I can walk you through it. And Joe says, "Well, the ATF, yeah, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. So they regulate alcohol, they regulate tobacco, and they regulate firearms. I mean, people would think that the United States doesn't have any regulations on firearms, but there's 22,000 laws on the books. So people think that we don't have any gun laws, but we really do. Um, let's see. Amy says, I put all my eggs in the fridge too, Dustin, after watching how kimchi rots on the counter. Oh, huh. Bridesmaid just said they just started that $3 nonsense. Grab my phone for 90 seconds, refuse to pay. Yeah, I mean, there's ways around it we won't talk about, but it's just frustrating. If I pay you for a service and then you're going to make me pay extra, it's just I didn't have to pay extra before. It's frustrating. Evelyn says I buy farm fresh eggs every week. They all they sit on the counter for a week. When I pick up a new batch, the older batch goes in the refrigerator. Bonus, I always have room temperature eggs for baking. Yeah. Amy says, I set up an IP address server on my iPhone and shared a folder to my computer so I can save files directly to my computer from my iPhone. Saves time. I just use Google. I use Google Drive, and I just anytime I take a video from my phone, it's uploaded to my folder on Google Drive. My Google Drive, I got 2 terabytes, so that works. I still need to switch that over to Google Workspaces or whatever, but I haven't figured out how to not have to delete everything or had to set up Google to yeah to get Google Workspaces to recognize that I have whatever already. So yeah, let's see. If you know your IPv4 IP address of your computer, you can put this on your iPhone and connect the two. I don't have an iPhone. I got an Android because I an Android guy. Now, if when I start my business, when I start my health coach business, if it goes well, fingers crossed, I can make money and make a living doing that. I will get an iPhone and I'll run an Android and an iPhone because I'll probably set up a secondary number just for the health coaching stuff. It'll be like a work phone and a home phone kind of thing. And I'll probably get an iPhone because I think eventually I'll probably upgrade my editing computer to a Mac just for the fact that they're kind of like blowing everybody out of the water for price and all that stuff. So as much as I don't want to switch over to Apple ecosystem, I probably end up going to do that eventually. But my daily driver, my own phone that I'll like use for my whatever is going to be a Samsung most likely. Yeah. Josephine said, "Grandma did that with her eggs till she made the best cake so fluffy." Yeah. Sherry said, "My egg lady says she puts the eggs in the fridge because she has a rooster, so it will kill off any of that had potentially been fertilized." Oh. Well, Sean, the reason okay, so I've had this laptop, this Lenovo Creator laptop for like since 2022. I got it in 2022 and I've been kind of looking and kind of keeping an eye on what's coming in and what's coming out and all that stuff. And realistically, the Apple Silicon chips and the way they're integrated and how fast they are and efficient they are, especially when it comes to like tasks like video editing, like you have to get almost like a gaming laptop to be able to edit videos. They don't make like creator laptops that are decently priced. So even this laptop drives me nuts because it's got 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, but it's soldered, so I can't upgrade it. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive, which I need eventually to upgrade it to a 4 terabyte hard drive. I just don't have the money to do so. I don't even have money to upgrade it to I don't have up money to add another 2 terabytes into there.
I've got to put some other money into, like, if I'm going to be moving my office into our bedroom, I've got to get a couple of things to make that work, and that's going to take precedence over needing a hard drive. It's just frustrating, but yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to go Apple because I'm not a fan of the Apple ecosystem, like the walled garden that is Apple. So, I mean, if you're not familiar, if you are somebody who uses Apple, you may not even realize the walled garden impact. So, like, say you have an Apple iPhone, and you get a MacBook or a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro, and then you get like an Apple Watch, then you get an iPad. You have all these things that are Apple. They're all like seamlessly work together. And then say you get tired of having an iPhone and you want to get a Samsung. If you get a Samsung phone, the watch doesn't do what it's supposed to do anymore. And it doesn't link up and connect automatically to your iPad, your watch, and your laptop. It's just one of those things, like, once you're all connected to Apple, they make it so difficult to buy anything outside of Apple because they just don't work well with anything else. That's the irritating thing is, you know what I mean? Joe says, I've got a gaming PC, laptop, and new Cyberlink Power Director, but I'm so slow at editing. There is a quicker way. I just haven't learned it yet. So we use DaVinci. So a couple of us in here, we use DaVinci Resolve. It is a very resource heavy program. That's where, like, you need something like a gaming laptop. If you're going to go PC, you need gaming. I mean, the laptop I got is not a gaming laptop. It is actually designed for creators. And it's got, it's a Ryzen 9 with a GeForce 3050 in it. But I mean, really, like, the more I look into this, the more, like, getting an Apple, like a MacBook is going to be what I have to do. And I'm like, I just, yeah, Amy, I know 32 gigs is pretty good, but the fact that, like, I can't upgrade it. I can't upgrade my RAM. I can add hard drive space, but I mean, only thing I can really do is add hard drive space. I can't do anything else to this laptop. And not that you can do that for Apple. And Apple, like, I mean, even getting like 24 gigs of RAM in an Apple computer is like kind of a big deal. But like right now, if you go to Amazon has a MacBook Air. They have a MacBook Air on Amazon that's like everybody's talking about it. It's like brand new, sponsored. Let's see. You can get a 2025 MacBook Air 13-inch laptop with an M4 chip. Let's see, with a 13.6-inch liquid retina display, 16 gigs of unified memory for $799. That's crazy. Because this is going to probably edit videos better than mine for $799. Now, it only has 256 gigs of SSD storage. So you would need external storage. So you'd need an external SSD. But the 16 gigs of RAM is ridiculous. Because if you go, it goes from $800. But if you up that to 24 gigs, which isn't even doubling it, goes to $1,200. So $1,199 if you want 13. So but it does double the SSD stuff. So it goes 24 gigs unified memory and then you get 512 gigs of SSD storage for $1,200, which is roughly what I paid for mine in 2022 with 32 gigs of RAM and a terabyte hard drive. But I don't have Apple Silicone, and I have to run a separate, GPU. So, like, I mean, realistically, MacBook Pros, like, if you want to go with a MacBook Pro, 14-inch MacBook Pro right now, $1,399 is the 10-core M4, 10-core GPU, 10-core GPU, 16 gigs of unified memory, 512 SSD. But then there's the M4 Max, M4 Pro, Apple M4 chip. So this is a MacBook Pro with an M4 chip. You got an M4 Max. Let me look at this and see what it says. $2,800 was a 14-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 36 gigabytes of unified memory, 1 terabyte SSD for $2,800. But that's going to be a monster of a video editing machine. That thing will edit video like nobody's business, like ridiculous. And really, that's not terrible for 36 gigs of RAM, 36 gigs of RAM, and a terabyte SSD for an Apple. That's not terrible. The M4 Pro chip for the same is also $2,800. So, well, no, that's just automatically, never mind. Yeah, so yeah, XDR display. So, I mean, really, like if you're jumping up to the Apple, like really what you're getting for $700, is not bad. But yeah. Amy says, I upgraded my RAM and my hard drive. Yeah, but unfortunately, my laptop, it's got soldered RAM, so I can't upgrade it. That sucks. I knew that going into it, and it was a laptop that I needed, and it was a laptop that I could afford. So I was getting a value that I couldn't find anywhere else. Like anywhere else, what I was getting for $1,300 would have cost me $2,000 to $2,500 anywhere else. So yeah. Evelyn is making a keto chocolate zucchini cake, hopefully today. Oh, yeah. Amy said, I would not get a Ryzen again. I would go with Intel. My Ryzen laptop crashes a lot. I have not had any issues with this laptop. The only issues I've had with this laptop is with Zoom. And then once I've used Zoom, it not allowing me to use other programs. So Zoom had like a tight hold on my stuff for whatever reason. I don't know. And Amy's asking, can you upgrade a Mac hard drive and RAM? No, you cannot. Unless you know what you're doing, you could take it into people who know what they're doing and upgrade the hard drive. But I mean, there's whole videos on how to do it, and it's ridiculous. The thing is, Apple don't want you to do that. Carl says, when I picked up a Google phone, I was pleased that I could copy all my apps from my Apple. Apple won't do that to bring customers over. Yeah, that's the thing. Sean says, AMD is great for gaming, but not very good for much of anything else. The floating clock speed doesn't work for resource-heavy programs because it slows it way down. Yeah. Also, use, let's see, Reflect to back up my computer to server every month. If something happens, I can just go buy a new computer and do a restore, and it's like nothing ever happened. Yeah. Carl says, too much nerding going on. No keto talk. I'm out. Amy says, sorry, folks. My job is IT and computer talk is my jam. Evelyn says, we are busting up laughing. He's just being an ass. Yeah, we love Carl. Joe said, it's been lovely spending time with you today, folks. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Can't wait to catch up with all of your channels. Well, thank you, Joe, so much for being here. Truly appreciate you joining us from so far away. Thank you and so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Well, you're farther along at Sunday. It's almost Monday for you, I guess. But thank you so very much. And Amy says, when the hard drive on Mac dies on Mac, and it will, what you're supposed to do, like if you keep it backed up with the cloud or whatever, I think then you just go buy a new one and just it'll work, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe the Apple the whatever the Apple store is can fix it. I don't know. I just worry because like I found this laptop after months and months and months of searching. I found this at Costco. And I just happened to look at it and I was like, well, this has got 32 gigs of RAM. It was on sale for $1,300. And it like had a 3050 in it, which I mean really is like it's kind of like an entry level when it comes to GPUs at the time. I mean, now you can get a 5050, I think, like a 5090 or whatever. I think the 5 series are out or whatever. But like, I mean, I'll tell you, The PC that I came from, the desktop that I came from was ridiculous and it crashed all the time. But this one's been very, very stable. So I'm very lucky with this one. I'm very happy to have this one. So, you know, there's so much that I want. I'd like a new camera. I want the Sony ZV Mark II, the ZV-1 Mark II. Just all the things that I want. I just need money to do so. You know, money. Money. It's a drag. That's right. Oh my goodness. I got to figure out why the sound effects aren't working on my on this. Evelyn says, I'm realizing there's no way to hold on to everything forever. No, I mean, nothing lasts forever, unfortunately, but, you know, nothing lasts forever. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't even have an old one. She's like, when you get a new camera, I'll take your old one. What I've got right now is I've got a GoPro 11. And it just kind of sits here like this. I've got that GoPro and I have a GoPro 9 as well. It's here somewhere. Yeah. Amy says, your camera is really clear. Mine always looks blurry. I'll send you what I use if you want. It's actually kind of affordable. I don't know what you want to spend on a camera. Andy says I have a GoPro 11 and 12. I kind of wanted the 12 was what I wanted because it's got the cold, like the screw mount on the bottom. That's what I always wanted. And Amy asked a question. She says, what are you using to live stream? I have an Elgato stream cam, and I'll show you what I've got. If they even have what I have on here. I mean, realistically, what I'd probably get an Insta360. It's $100 right now. But I've got an Elgato face cam. I can't find it right now. She called it a Logan Delgado. I'm trying to find it in here, but I'm always seeing there's the new one. I don't have the new one. I have the old one, but I'm not even seeing it on here. I'm sure it's here somewhere. But I'm curious about that Elgato one, the Link 2C. I wonder if it's any good or not. But I like the Elgato because it's got software in it, so I can zoom in and out, and I can change the coloring so it looks good. So Karen says, I'm back, had to pop 2 trays of bacon in the oven. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Andy says my next to go cam sits on my monitor. I'm not sure if I've heard of that one or not. Oh yeah, bacon, bacon. Figure right now if people can hear me and see me, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I got this used for $75 like 2 years ago. So I mean, I was using my GoPro, but it would lock up all the time. It's here somewhere, but you can use a GoPro as a webcam. Evelyn said I had a friend that used to make hot pepper jelly and bacon jam. Keto bacon jam would be amazing. Yeah, I'm sure you could totally do that. I'm sure you can find a way. Sherry says a Delgado. Is that some kind of new ice cream? It might be. Might very well be. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, amazing people of all ages, I've had a fantastic time. Thank you all so very much. If you're watching the replay, make sure to follow everybody that we have listed in the chat. If you can see the chat, I don't edit these live, so you can go back and watch the chat as they go. So you can leave a comment, but you can also scroll over and look at the chat as it happens. I don't edit anything, so you can see all the chats and see all the imperfections that are the lives that I do, whether I'm talking for the first 4 minutes into nothing or however it goes. But anyway, I am so glad you are all here with me today. I'm all so very glad that you all chose to spend your morning with me. I love each and every one of you so very much. I'm glad to see you. I'll be back on Tuesday morning with my wife, Chandra. We'll go Tuesday night live in the morning. You know how we do. Anyway, enjoy your coffee. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love each and every one of you. Bye, friends. Bye, all of the wonderful people from all around the world who make my Sundays so bright, so warm, so comforting, so inviting. Thank you, each and every one of you. And here are the credits. And I love you. See you later.